I will not be the last of my kind, I will fight for my destiny. This proclamation echoed the resolve of Cleopatra VII, the last pharaoh of Egypt. More than just a figure of beauty, she was a master of diplomacy, using her intelligence against the tides of fate. In an era of political turmoil and the looming power of Rome, Cleopatra emerged as a formidable force, risking everything to protect her kingdom. In 51 BCE, Egypt faced internal strife. The Ptolemaic dynasty struggled with succession crises, while the ambitious Roman Republic threatened to engulf it. Ruling as co-regent with her younger brother Ptolemy XIII at just 18, Cleopatra was thrust into a vicious struggle for control of the throne. The landscape of Alexandria was rife with tension, the sun-baked streets were often filled with whispers of rebellion, and the grand halls of the royal palace echoed with the plotting of advisors and the skirmishes of princely ambition. She faced sibling rivalry and the shadow of Roman generals eager to extend their influence. To succeed, she needed more than royal blood, she required a keen understanding of shifting political sands. Cleopatra's early life laid the groundwork for her exceptional skills. Born into a family embroiled in intrigue, she learned governance and persuasion from an early age. Her father, Ptolemy XII, was often absent during her formative years, leaving her mother to instill in her the values of resilience and intellect. Unlike her predecessors, she understood the importance of alliances and spoke multiple languages, enhancing her ability to negotiate. By the time she was a young adult, Cleopatra was fluent in Egyptian, Greek, and even some languages of her allies, which allowed her to engage directly with various cultures. This knowledge would prove invaluable during her reign. A pivotal moment came with Julius Caesar, the powerful Roman general who would become both a lover and a political ally. His arrival in Egypt in 48 BCE opened doors for Cleopatra. Risking her life, she famously rolled into his chambers in a carpet, a dramatic display of both audacity and cunning, signifying a powerful political alliance. The opulent chambers of the palace were dimly lit, the fragrant air thick with the scents of incense, as Cleopatra emerged before Caesar, a vision of royal grace draped in fine linen, her dark hair adorned with golden diadems that glimmered in the candlelight. With Caesar's backing, Cleopatra secured her position on the throne, effectively quelling her brother's rebellion. They had a son, Caesarion, a potential heir and a testament to their union, who would later symbolize their shared ambition for a new dynasty. As Caesar returned to Rome, Cleopatra faced the daunting task of maintaining Egypt's independence. She was no longer just an Egyptian queen, she became a vital player on the international stage, using her understanding of her opponent's desires to her advantage. The death of her father, Ptolemy XII, in 51 BCE plunged Egypt into turmoil, making her alliance with Caesar a strategic necessity. The delicate balance of power in the Mediterranean was shifting, and Cleopatra recognized that aligning with Rome was her best chance to safeguard her kingdom's autonomy. In a bold move, Cleopatra traveled to Rome in 46 BCE to solidify her ties with Caesar. Draped in exquisite silks from the looms of Alexandria, she entered the heart of the Roman Empire as a diplomatic envoy, captivating the elite with her beauty and charm. The marble columns of the Senate House, towering like giants, bore witness to her persuasive prowess as she engaged with influential senators, captivating them with tales of Egypt's rich culture and resources while securing their support for her rule. She showcased her art of persuasion, winning the loyalty of many senators and protecting her kingdom from threats. The atmosphere was electric, filled with the rustle of togas and the murmurs of admiration. Her presence in Rome was a calculated maneuver, a dance of diplomacy that underscored her intelligence and tenacity. However, the political landscape was perilous, and Cleopatra's position hung by a thread. The assassination of Julius Caesar on the Ides of March, 44 BCE, left Cleopatra at a critical crossroads. With the echoes of betrayal swirling in the Senate chambers still fresh, she quickly pivoted, forging a new alliance with Mark Antony, one of Caesar's trusted generals, in 42 BCE. Their encounter, charged with political significance in the lush gardens of Tarsus, quickly spiraled into romance, uniting their ambitions for power. In a vivid display of attraction, Antony was reportedly captivated by Cleopatra's charm and wit, leading to a passionate affair that would define their fates. The union between Cleopatra and Mark Antony became a spectacle, culminating in the famous donations made in Tarentum in 34 BCE. Amidst the backdrop of lavish banquets and feasts that shimmered with gold, Cleopatra's support for Antony in reclaiming control over Rome was rooted in strategy. She presented a vision of a new dynasty, actively seeking to balance her kingdom's interests with Roman authority. Draped in jewels and silks, Cleopatra stood beside Antony as he boldly declared their children as future rulers, weaving a narrative that intertwined their destinies in the public consciousness. Yet, she was fully aware that every alliance comes with conflict. Political tensions escalated, and Antony's enemies turned their sights on Cleopatra, portraying her as a seductress manipulating Roman leaders. The iconic showdown at Actium in 31 BCE was not just a military confrontation, it represented both their fight for power and identity. The naval battle was chaotic, filled with the cacophony of clashing ships and the cries of soldiers. Cleopatra's hopes for Egypt found themselves outmaneuvered by Octavian's forces. The salt air was thick with tension as their ships lined the horizon, a fearsome fleet threatening to engulf them. As Antony's forces faltered, their defeat foreshadowed the collapse of Cleopatra's carefully built alliance. The sun beat down mercilessly as Cleopatra, her heart racing, stood at the helm of her ship, a regal vision against the turbulent waters. The waves churned violently beneath them, mirroring the chaos in her heart as her dreams of power began to shatter. It was a moment of reckoning, where the weight of her decisions bore down upon her like the relentless heat of the sun. Despite the growing despair, Cleopatra's resolve remained unbroken. As the battle waged, she silently reflected on her journey, the sacrifices that led her to this point. "I have danced with giants, and I will not be forgotten, even in defeat," she thought, her spirit fierce despite the inevitability of their loss. The cries of defeat echoed in her ears, but her mind raced with what could still be done. After Actium, Cleopatra and Antony retreated to Alexandria, where they faced impending doom as Octavian advanced, determined to strip Cleopatra of her crown. The once vibrant streets of Alexandria, with their bustling markets and lively debates, grew eerily silent as the city braced for the storm. In her final act of defiance, Cleopatra chose to end her life on her own terms rather than submit to capture, symbolizing her indomitable spirit. The royal palace, once a place of grandeur, echoed her final moments as she donned her finest garments and adorned herself with precious jewels, choosing to embrace her fate with dignity. Her final hours were not those of a typical queen resigned to defeat, but of a powerful woman ready to reclaim her narrative. In the years that followed, Cleopatra would be remembered not just as a queen who fell to Roman ambition but as a master of diplomacy, using her intelligence and strategic alliances to navigate turbulent waters. Her legacy endures as a woman who fiercely fought for her kingdom, inspiring generations. As we delve into Cleopatra's life, we arrive at a defining moment during the Battle of Actium. With Roman forces bearing down, Cleopatra faced a choice that would resonate through time. Choosing to engage with resolve amidst chaos, she boarded her regal ship, adorned in finery, rallying her forces behind her. Despite the battle's outcome favoring Octavian, Cleopatra's bold choice to fight became emblematic of her spirit, a spirit that refused to surrender in the face of despair. Cleopatra's actions transcended mere survival, they echoed resilience and female empowerment. Her legacy is a testament to the agency women can wield, underscoring the importance of adaptability in the pursuit of self-determination. Cleopatra's life serves as a powerful reminder to champion one's narrative, engage in diplomacy that fosters understanding, and fight for dreams amid adversity. In conclusion, Cleopatra's legacy is a rallying cry for future generations to embrace their strengths and aspirations. Her ability to wield influence invites reflection on our own lives. Are we learning to stand our ground with dignity and courage? As you navigate your paths, draw inspiration from Cleopatra, a beacon of bravery and diplomacy.